Your survival guide for 12.1. What to do first and everything new. Let's get into this one here from the Drowsy Dragon. I actually haven't watched one of his videos yet, but a full-on survival guide, what we should be doing when 12.1 goes live, and how to do it here. Overall video.
Welcome to your survival guide for Midnight Patch 12.1. If you're watching this before launch on the 11th or during the first weeks, this video has you covered on everything you need to know about the patch and things to make sure that you do not miss. If you're new here, welcome to the Drowsy Dragon.
I am new.
Do make sure to subscribe to the channel for all the World of Warcraft guides and content from me. There's a huge amount of content coming in patch 12.1. We've got a brand new raid, a new island to explore, a fresh Mythic Plus raid, delve, prey and PvP season, major housing updates, quality of life improvements, and plenty of rewards to unlock.
A robust
so whether
patch.
you're trying to prepare before the patch goes live, or just making sure you don't miss out on anything, this video has you covered. Let's get started. So first of all, in week 1 we have the Coiled Isle to unlock and the new campaign chapters. One of the first things to make sure you do on patch day is complete the new campaign chapter to unlock the Coiled Isle. You do need to complete the chapter of the campaign that was released early in July, so make sure you've done this before patch day so that you can get straight to the new content.
Okay, that's a good one for people out there who haven't logged in maybe since the, whatever, they completed the season and they missed this little patch right here, the story. If you miss that, you got to log back in and do it before the actual patch goes live. Otherwise, you're going to fall behind. I mean, it doesn't really matter. The first week is preseason, so if you're a Mythic Plus runner or Raider, you could probably just spend the first week doing all the quests. This entire quest, took us 20 minutes to go through? So I guess it doesn't matter. You could wait. But if you want to be like, oh, I want to do the new content right away, then get in now before the patch goes live and do this before you do.
You will unlock a new 20 level faction renown track with Zul'Jara's forces as you do the campaign quests, which has many unlocks across its levels. We've got new cosmetic cloaks,
I tap
a
Orwena.
tabard, we've got some shoulder appearances, a full lower themed weapons arsenal, some complete transmog sets for each armor type. We also have 3 new mounts, the Violet Back Skyfang, the Indigo Coiled Horror, and the Spirit of Tok Jara, which is unlocked through a quest line later in the Renown track. There is a toy that allows you to transform into a child of Atal'Utek, the thinner, more humanoid snake model, as well as many new profession recipes and lots of troll-themed housing decor items.
Ooh.
As you gain renown with Zul'Jara's forces, you'll also unlock new features across the zone. So what can you actually do on the Coiled Isle? The first thing to note is that the island is split into 2 separate subzones. You've got the top, the overworld, and then you have the vaults of Atal'Utek underneath. You can toggle between these on the...
By the way, this freaking place is huge. Like we talked about it the other day. This might be one of the freaking biggest patch zones we've ever gotten. Overall, just between the two, there's this whole underground zone and then the above ground zone. If he zooms out here, which I don't know if he will, this entire isle is like the freaking size wise of like the entirety of the eastern half of the upper half of the Eastern Kingdoms. It's freaking huge. So we're gonna have plenty of land, I guess, to fly around and do stuff in. Is flying, by the way, is it a thing here? I think it is. It is a thing for sure. Blizzard wouldn't give us all these new flying mounts if they weren't gonna let us fly.
Between these on the map by clicking
pretty
at the
messed
bottom
up.
right corner. Let's first take a look at the overworld. There are some weekly quests to pick up in the town Tokka's Landing, as well as 11 side quest chains across the zone.
Thank you
There
for
are
being proud
rare
of me.
mobs to kill that have a chance to drop 2 mounts, the Ruby Writhe and the Topaz Skyfang mounts.
Love that snake
And there is an
mount.
achievement for killing all of them as well. There's also treasures and lore items to find across the zone, and collecting all of the lore items will earn you the achievement Student of History, granting you the Cursed Badge of the Soul Coilers toy. This lets you turn into one of these big snack bad boys.
Wow.
I do have a guide for this coming up, so stay tuned.
Playable Snake Naga before we actually got playable Naga? Damn. That's pretty cool.
Guide for this coming up, so stay tuned for that. The different activity you can do on this island is the Curse Surges, so they function similarly to the Void Assaults in that they are always active and they rotate around the island. As you complete these, you eventually face a boss, and then the surge is considered dealt with. Then...
I'm kind of worried about one thing. Are we going to get sick of green? I don't know. Like, the more and more I see of this isle, the more I'm seeing just green everywhere. Like, even the raid looks green, the isle looks green. There's a lot of poison shit everywhere. I'm wondering if we're gonna get like oversaturated with green stuff. Yeah, I'm sick already. I hate snakes. This is not gonna be a good patch for you. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's not much color variety here, so I guess we'll see how we feel about that.
It will rotate to a new area. Do make sure to get the weekly quest for these, as it requires you to complete 3 Curse Surges. There is a second faction on this island as well. Now, this isn't a traditional renown track, it's one of the friendship style reputations, and it's tied to the cursed fishing activity on the island. So the cursed fishing activity opens up with some intro quests,
Well, here's
which
some
you'll
blue
easily
water.
come across during your 12.1 activities. You can then start earning reputation with the Tokka's Fishing faction. There are 5 levels, and it's 2.5k reputation per level. The intro quest unlocks 2 daily quests to complete, as well as a weekly world quest. Now, a quick look at the rewards here. We've got a mount, the sea-dwelling Isle Serpent. There's some green and venom-themed transmog items as well, and a profession recipe, some of which are for crafting decor items, as well as some actual decor items you can purchase. But intriguing, we also get a new special fishing rod. This is called the Coiled Huntress, and it has some unique effects, as well as looking very cool. It transforms.
I think it's cool that Blizzard's giving some attention to fishing. This is fishing's an old pastime of WoW. I think this is a nice little add-in here.
Transforms you into a snake whenever you swim in all midnight zones, so you get swim speed as well as underwater breathing. Super handy for anyone who isn't a druid. You also start to summon venom into the Coiled Huntress when you fish on the Coiled Isle,
That's a cool looking fishing
which
pole.
you can turn into filament at the rewards vendor to purchase these rewards. You can find this faction's NPCs at this small island near the centre of the map. So, a bit of fun optional content there for fishing enthusiasts.
Yeah.
There are some skywriting glyphs to collect on the overworld part of the map. This doesn't seem to have any rewards tied to this other than an achievement for 10 points. So, I'm not sure why they're here, but you may as well collect those as a low priority thing to do. Next, we've got the Vaults of Atal'Utek, so let's dive down there. You can find the entrances to the vaults.
I'm guessing the
on
rays
map.
down there.
There are 3 different ways to get in here. Now, you cannot use flying mounts in the vaults itself, but you can use ground mounts. On your way into the vault, the path down is very...
Okay, this is where I knew there was some kind of flying like limitations on the new isle. Okay, so it's underground. We cannot use flying mounts.
long, but you do get a handy speedy buff to give you these zoomies, but just don't be that guy who's seen running on foot down here, because, well, that's just very silly. It is pretty dangerous down in the vaults. Everything here wants to kill you. There are some campaign quests here, as well as a weekly quest and events to complete. So the first thing to do is unlock the Altar of Corrosion, which you do very early on with the first quest down here. It's sort of an outdoor world talent tree that will empower you and give you other benefits whilst in this zone. You unlock these points either through renown or spending corrosive coins. You get corrosive coins from basically every activity within the vaults, including kills and treasures and rares and quests within the vaults as well. Once you unlock all of these talent points, of which there are 20, you get the achievement Fully Corroded, which grants you the title, The Snake. You'll also complete a questline that unlocks the drops of corrosive souls that come from all sorts of outdoor worlds.
By the way, don't worry about this. This is not like another Omnium Folio chapter or something. This is just open world, underground, or on the Isle shit. It doesn't matter for Raid or Mythic Plus or anything like that. It's not. It has nothing to do with actual player power. This is just like some open world shit. Something I'll never do. Yeah, it works in Delves. Oh, is that confirmed? Does it work in Delves? Because that's interesting then for people who kind of like single play Delves. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Maybe he'll say it here in the video.
Content, for example, prey hunts. Now, this quest is from the Codex of the Soul Coilers, which will drop likely from your first world activity that you complete in 12.1. So make sure you do something like a prey hunt early on to get this tome to start the quest. And it will then take you to the Altar of Corrosion, and now corrosive souls will start dropping for you as well. But what do you use these souls for? Now, this is basically a borrowed power system that will benefit you in outdoor world content as well as inside delves as well.
Oh, there it is. So you're right. So I guess delvers will want to do this. I totally thought this was just open world content. Okay.
Now, this is account wide, similar to the Omnium Folio. You can only use 1 power at a time to begin with, which you can change whenever you like.
Well, wait a minute though. Okay. There's the tree and there's the selection.
And you then are able to use 2 powers once you've unlocked 8 powers in total. so you can have 2 active at the same time.
Okay.
The main repeatable activity down here, once you've done the campaign and side quests, are the...
I'm a bit confused, though. Are these 2 different things here? Because there's the tree, but then there's this power system, too, with the souls. The corrosive gifts, corrosive power. Gosh, man, Blizzard with all their fucking intricate systems. The corrosive codex. Unlike powerful gifts. I think this is different, though. This is different than the tree, isn't it? This is the corrosive codex. What's the tree called? The altar of corrosion. Okay. Are these 2 different things? I think they're 2 different things. Yeah, works every time when you raise mythic. I'm pretty sure these are 2 different things. So I don't know if the tree still applies like this does. This seems different. Choosing 2, you got to unlock these. Okay, I guess we'll figure it out.
As well as inside delves as well. Now this is account-wide, similar to the Omnium Folio. You can only use 1 power at a time to begin with, which you can change whenever you like, and you then are able to use 2 powers once you've unlocked 8 powers in total, so you can have 2 active at the same time. The main repeatable activity down here, once you've done the campaign and side quests, are the rotating world events. This comes in 3 stages. You have strikes, then an incursion, and then, if that's successful, an ancient foe will spawn. Now the event will always follow this cycle. When 3 strikes are complete, you get an incursion. That requires some coordinated effort with your fellow players. If you're all successful at this stage, then an ancient foe will basically spawn.
There's a bunch of fill-the-bar shit for these, I know that.
Killing that completes the cycle, and then shortly after, it will begin again. So you can infinitely farm these if you wish, to get some corrosive coins and corrosive souls to empower the altar. There are also these patrols, a bit of a side solo activity if you wish. You can speak to NPCs to begin these for yourself. It's just a small solo objective that also rewards you with the coins. Do be sure to make use of the handy NPCs and flight paths around this zone to make getting around the vault much easier and save you lots of time running through dangerous areas.
Oh, nice, considering you can't fly.
Right next to the Altar of Corrosion, you have the floating skull of Erinye, who sells lots of rewards. There are 4 more ensembles to unlock for each armor type, with the blue and green colour scheme this time. Also,
shocker, green transmog. Yeah, purple and green. I mean, we're combining both patches. It's the Midnight Poison theme.
So the Arsenal of Venom.
There's a lot of green in this patch.
We have a mount, the Caustic Venom Fang, as well as 2 battle pets, a recipe for a new combat potion,
some
Liquid
cool animations,
Luster, and then a lot of Venom-themed housing decor items as well. Now there are plenty of achievements to earn on the Coiled Isle. Some of these reward mounts and toys and other interesting things. We've got the mounts, so for finding all of the treasures on the Coiled Isle, you get the Auriferous Venom Fang. You've then got the Pro Poison...
This one's actually this is probably like my favorite colorway of the snake mounts. It's like a fading yellow to green, to red to green. It's pretty cool.
Venom
I like
Fang.
this color.
You've then got the Pro Poison
with the blue feathers
achievement, which is for completing 250 strikes down in the vaults. This gets you the Emerald Skyfang, so quite the grind for that one. And then you've got the Meta achievement for the vault as well, which grants the Venomous Coiler.
That's a big
boy. The toy
boy.
comes from the Student of History achievement, which is for finding all the lore items, and it gets you this toy, the Badge of the Soul Coilers, so you can transform into one of these snake boys. You do also have the decor item,
you can actually fight as them,
for killing all of the rays on the Isle. There are many more achievements to get from the Coiled Isle, so I definitely would try and aim to get some of those done, especially the Meta achievements as well. It's very likely that as Midnight comes to an end in the future, we will get another expansion meta achievement, and these are very likely to be included within that. So it's good to get this done while it's current content.
Sure.
If you're interested in that kind of thing. Let's now talk about the delve changes. So we have 3 new delves in total. We have 2 normal delves and 1 nemesis delve. The normal delves are the Ring of Glory and Naldor Isle, which are located on the Coiled Isle, as well as Venomfall Deeps, which is the actual Nemesis delve. So Valeera sees some changes in 12.1. Her new level cap is 80, up from 60, and she also now has some poisons you can choose from. Now these work a little bit like curios. You just need to make sure you toggle them on when you unlock them. The unlock is super simple. Just accept the quest from Valeera at the Delver's headquarters, called Seasonal Refresher Midnight.
So now she has like 4 curios.
That, you'll unlock 3 poisons straight away. So delves are available in week 1 of the patch before the season starts. You can go and try out the new ones. I don't think you'll be able to level Valera until the season starts, however, but if you don't have her to level 60 yet, this is a good time to get that done.
Yeah, he's probably right. You probably won't be able to level her up that first week during the preseason, but you will be able to level up your delves, and your delve levels do restart. And you're going to want to be, I think you have to get to like delve level 10 to be able to go in and do the Nemesis boss fight. So that first week, you should just really grind up your levels on your delves. Get them up to level 10.
In week 1, you can do all of the delve levels, just not bountiful
Really?
delves,
Delves were hard
and you
on the
can
PTR?
only earn veteran crests from them as well, until the season starts the week after. There will also be no coffer key shards dropping in week 1 either. So, the new Delve Nemesis for Season 2, Blizzard have confirmed you can tackle this guy on week 1, but only on question mark difficulty, not double question mark difficulty.
All right.
And I highly recommend that you do this, because the achievement is different this time for completing him on double question mark solo. For the Delve Nemesis in Season 1, you had to be amongst the first 4,000 people to kill him in your region, which was a very silly idea to be honest. But now, Blizzard have learned from that, and to get the achievement for being one of the first to kill the boss on solo question mark, you just need to get your kill within the first week of the season.
Right.
So I definitely recommend getting in and practicing this guy on the lower difficulty so you can master the mechanics and get ready to kill him in hard mode when Season 2 begins. I am planning to do a guide on exactly how you can do this as well, so do make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that video so you can smash that boss in week 2 of the patch and get yourself the achievement for being one of the first kills.
Yeah, I'm sad this is the mount, man. They should have done a cool snake mount. Why do we keep getting mech suits? Enough with the fucking mech suits, Blizzard. Please, I don't want any more of these. It would have been amazing if we got some kind of badass big boy snake. Nope, we're getting another mech suit.
We do of course have a new dungeon as well, the Altar of Fangs. This is a 3-boss dungeon, and the bosses and trash here are pretty fun. Early on in the PTR testing, the second boss was a bit problematic, but it has seen some nerfs, so overall I think this will be quite an enjoyable dungeon. There is a mount that you can get from here that seems to drop from the end boss.
That's a
so
nice
good luck on getting
albino.
that to drop. This will be available as soon as the
Damn.
patch launches, so you can try it on every difficulty up to Mythic 0, but it is in the Season 2
The mech
dungeon
suit,
pool as
yes.
well on Mythic Plus, available in week 2. In week 1, you will be able to do all the Season 2 dungeons on normal, heroic and mythic, just not Mythic Plus of course. The Mythic Zeros will reward Champion 1 out of 6 gear, which is 285 item level. They are on a weekly lockout for this week only, so you could do one world tour if you wish of each of the Season 2 dungeons.
That first week will be amazing for anybody who wants to actually level up and like get an alt geared out that first week. And then it also contributes to your first week vault. So when the patch season goes live on the 18th, we are getting a vault based on what you did in the first week. And I think I talked about it yesterday, if I could fucking remember. I think it's like 203 item level gear if you do heroic zeros that first week. So it'll be worth it.
Some reasonable gear if you need it. So here are the Season 2 dungeons for Mythic Plus. We've got the brand new one, the Altar of Fangs, as well as some of the other Midnight
298?
dungeons.
Could be
and
298.
some returning dungeons from the past. Now, people were mostly concerned about the Temple of Sethralis, King's Rest, and of course
Did I say heroic zeros? Mythic zeros, my bad.
Ruby life pools, as historically these have been some pretty challenging and long dungeons to tackle on Mythic Plus. But there have been some extensive changes to these dungeons through the PTR cycle, and Blizzard have explained how they are going to change these to make sure that they fit into the current Mythic Plus philosophy and address some major pain points from the way the dungeons used to be. You can see the full article here, and I will link this in the description if you'd like to dig into exactly what's changing, but overall it's about things like reducing mob density and spellcaster amounts to make packs easier, reducing downtime in the dungeons, especially with
reduction in a lot of RP
sequences,
too, yep.
and in some cases completely changing boss abilities, like the last boss of King's Rest, having a completely new set of abilities to make him more like a modern WoW boss. Enemies in Mythic Plus dungeons do now have more health, slightly, to put more emphasis on the DPS to get the key completed in time. Priority damage checks on certain mobs too are now more important, so cooldown usage matters more than it used to. They are tuning Season 2 to be of a similar difficulty to what we saw in Season 1, so if you enjoyed last season, expect it to feel quite similar at each Keystone level, and you'll probably enjoy yourself in Season 2 also. The new mounts for Keystone Master and Keystone Legend, you've got the Breath of Blight for getting to 2000 Mythic Plus rating.
These are nice.
And then at 3k rating, you can unlock the Breath of Ruin. And also we've got the brand new raid, the Venomous Abyss, which is an 8 boss.
There is one issue that bothers me with the red boy. Why is the poison still green? They should have been red. I'm not gonna be able to deal with this, honestly. I probably won't use this mount because of it. It just bothers me. Why is he all red and the shit's green?
Ruin. And also we've got the brand new raid, the Venomous Abyss, which is an 8-boss raid. Some pretty fun looking bosses in here, with the final boss of course being Atal'Utek. So the entrance is down in the vaults of Atal'Utek, and I can show you this on the map right here. For players who kill Atal'Utek on Mythic difficulty, you will get the Primeval Sky Friend. I'm not sure if this is meant to be called the Sky Fiend, but for now it's a Sky
Probably
Friend.
Fiend, yeah.
So, lovely little name for this mount here. And of course we get some completely new tier sets with tier set bonuses and some fancy new appearances. We did do a full review of all the tier set appearances here, and I'll link this video too if you'd like to check those all out. Changes to gearing this time. So the Great Vault will always give you the next level of gear from the raid you completed.
This
For
is a big
example,
deal.
if you clear the raid on Heroic, in your vault, the next week you will get the base level Myth Track gear on the reset.
Buddy.
So for Mythic Raiders, they'll always get fully upgraded Myth Track gear as well. I am also planning to do a full gearing up guide for Season 2, so stay tuned for that one as well. I'm a busy man, alright? So, there are some updates and nice improvements to the prey system in Season 2. We have some new targets to hunt based on the Coiled Isles targets, but these guys can appear in any of the other zones as well. Because we have more targets now, we also have an increased amount of hunts on the board per week per character. The patch notes even pointed out that Atal'Utek has some new voice lines, which is kind of funny because it shows how much people love this guy.
Yeah,
we have a new quest from Atal'Utek. Get this on patch day, and this is going to be your Season 2 introduction to Prey. It's called Prey.
Some people, I've talked about how like Astrolore has some connection with Sire Denathrius, clearly because the Anguish very much looks like a lot of the shit that we saw back in Shadowlands when it came to Revendreth and the Anima and how it looked over there. But some people even think, you know, don't forget, Sire Denathrius is a Dreadlord. They think Sire Denathrius is Astrolore. Like he's just, you know, he's disguising himself because Dreadlords can do that. That would be a big reveal.
A slithering threat.
We'll see.
So if you really didn't like the whole kill from
he doesn't have a connection. He is,
other prey affixes, we've got some good news for you. These are going away in Season 2 in place of some new prey affixes, especially on Nightmare mode. So, what have we got? So, Torment remains, but it has been changed slightly. The way it works now is that we get stacking damage taken as a debuff. So every 60 seconds you spend in the zone on a midnight prey hunt, it goes up by 4%, except when you're in a rested area. So this kind of incentivizes you to get that prey hunt on Nightmare done quickly and not spend too long in the zone, otherwise you're going to get yourself deleted. You've also got Pack Ambush, so these Serpentine scouts occasionally attack us when we're in combat, and then you've got Exploding Corpse
Thanks,
snakes.
King Joy.
Lovely. So stay away from corpses, good luck melee players. And finally you've got Toxic Snare. Now these nets get thrown at you while you're in combat, slowing you down and doing damage if they hit you, so it's going to get a bit chaotic in combat. You do get the weekly quest still, a Nightmarish task, it still exists in Season 2. Your item to summon the Delve Nemesis boss is given by this quest as well, just like it was in Season 1, which is the Scalebound Herald's Flute, which is a one-time use, again similar to last season. And this quest will grant you some Remnants of Anguish, Hero Crests, and Voidlight Mall. As for prey rewards in Season 2, you've got some
scaly. It's a scaly flute. Who's gonna tell us that that's not actually a flute? That's something else. I'm just saying.
Sets, as well as some other cosmetics to unlock.
A fleshy flute.
Two
interesting.
new battle pets and a new mount, which is a green recolor of the Season 1 prey mount. This is called the Prey Hunter's
This
Fury.
actually looks cool.
There's also an armoured version of this that drops from a guy called Ralkala.
Yes,
now he is a repeatable boss that you can summon, who also grants you corrosive coins and souls relating to the system in the vaults that we covered earlier, but he can also drop the Hexflame Reaver mount if you're lucky. When you complete the intro quest from Atal'Utek, he will teach you how to summon Ralkala, so make sure you don't miss out on that questline that begins in Atal'Uk's Sanctum. and this can be done in week 1 as well. Then you've also got some decor rewards, some very nice items here, allowing you to style similarly to Atal'Uk's Sanctum. People are going to love things like these curtains. So yeah, some nice rewards from Prey this time around.
Very nice.
As for PvP updates, you've got the training grounds that have been expanded to include arenas, so you can actually play against AI opponents in arenas to learn the ropes there. Of course, there's going to be quite some difference compared to how actual humans act in the arena match, but it can give you an idea of what to expect if you're new to that or want to just improve your skills. There's a ton of class balancing changes as you would expect from a major patch, as well as an overall lessening to some movement speed reduction abilities to allow more flexibility for people to escape.
If you're fighting against NPCs, can you still call it PvP? Or is it just PvE in an arena at that point, right? I mean, it's not PvP anymore. Yeah, nope. Yeah, it's PvEP. Yes, there we go.
In combat scenarios. For the full patch notes for the PvP section, I'll put those in the description too if you want to give those a browse, but that's the gist of the main changes to PvP. Then we have lairs. So world bosses are changing from 12.1 onwards.
Yeah,
They're moving off the map
this is a pretty
and going
big change
into their own lair. So the first one we get in 12.1 is Nemissa Wavecaller. There has been some confusion about the current world bosses, that they're going to go into their little lairs as well. That is not the case. The current world bosses are staying exactly as they are. It's just from now onwards that we get this change. So you can still see on the world map the world quest icon for a world boss, but notice that it says lair. So head there, and now you'll find what looks like a raid entrance, as well as a summoning stone. Choose your difficulty, and you can see the item level recommendations for these on the zone in screen. And away.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, world boss. It's really not. It's a single boss raid. That's basically what world bosses are becoming.
There you go. Now, this is going to go all the way up to mythic difficulty, so we should really treat this as a boss in the raid tier, and not just as a simple world boss. In week 1 of the patch, she will only be available on world tier, which is going to be comparable to what we know of world bosses now in terms of difficulty. But when the season starts, that's when the higher difficulties will unlock. I actually find this really cool, and a good solution to the zone lag that we experience when people are tackling a world boss, and it gives us another boss to kill and something to progress on. It's likely not going to be too hard. I've heard it's similar to the Rotmire difficulty from Sporefall, but yeah, it's a new raid boss,
harder than a world
boss
right now.
So don't get it confused as just that. Next up, we've got some massive changing to the housing system. This is really going to reinvigorate people to get some housing done. Now, we've got the import and export.
In other words, they're basically releasing 2 raids in this patch. Yeah, basically. I mean, honestly, they're basically single boss raid fights. Interestingly enough, if you saw, I talked about this a couple days ago, when he queued up, this is not like a sit in a queue and wait to be summoned kind of queue. When you queue up for this world boss stuff, you're going to be ported into the dungeon as soon as you enter the queue. And what's going to happen is the entire raid will eventually be ported in here. And then you can go do shit. So it's an interesting queue system. It's like a real queue system where you actually stand there waiting for people.
We've got some massive changing to the housing system. This is really going to reinvigorate people to get some housing done. Now, we've got the import and export feature, which is massive. People have wanted this from the beginning of player housing when it first came to the game, but it is going to allow you to save your build and export it.
You can run
share
it
with your friends and import builds from other people as well. Now, it means you can save your house and scrap it and start making a new project and not lose all the hard work that you previously put in. This is huge. Now we get 50 slots for houses that we can save as blueprints, and you also get some auto saves, so you can import someone's house, have a little play around with it, and if you don't like it, you can just scrap it, and it's not going to take up one of your 50 slots. Some things to note: when you make a blueprint, you can choose whether you just have one particular room, the entire interior, or the whole interior and exterior of your house. However, you cannot share between the factions' neighbourhoods, so a Horde player cannot share their exterior with an Alliance player. You can share these cross-region as well, just except not with the Chinese servers. I honestly think we're going to see a resurgence in the amount of players engaging with player housing now, just thanks to this feature alone. But we also have some other really nice changes too. Pet beds are coming to housing as well. Now, the limit has been increased on the PTR recently. You can now have 100 pets inside your house. The way this
That's
works
crazy.
is very simple. You simply buy your
How is
pet
this not going
bed
to
from a
cause
vendor
lag?
in your neighborhood, and then just go and add it to your house as a normal decor item. Choose where to place it. You can scale it and rotate it just as you can normally, and then you can assign a pet
Look
to
at
it.
Pepe there.
So inside your house, you can have your pet set to roaming or stationary. Outside, you have a smaller limit. It's 25 pets max outside currently, but they can only be stationary.
100
You can't be walking
Khadgar
around. So yeah, indoors, just have your pets roaming all over the place if you wish. Very nice addition indeed, and hopefully a bit of foreshadowing for us getting mounts and hunter pets added to housing as well in the future.
That would be
Fingers
cool.
crossed. Then we've got the new house levels, so the housing level cap is going up to level 12. At level 10 we can unlock some decor items each week from the last architect. He'll basically give us a quest to give us an Arcano storage sphere, which will contain a random piece of decor from his curated selection. At level 11, our room placement budget goes up to 124, and the decor limit internally is 5,545.
So many items and shit
huge
now.
increase to that limit there. And at level 12, which is the new cap, it's going to require 22,200 XP to get to this. And it is actually currently obtainable in game, so you may already have this amount of XP, so you can go straight to level 12 when the patch launches. But this is going to increase our decor limit and room limit indoors as well as unlocking large house exteriors for all the different types of houses we currently have. So we do also have a revamp of the dice system as well, so this is really in aid of just making sure it's not taking up too much bag and bank slots in your inventory. You're going to get some mail on patch day, which will contain the new versions of all the dies. So if you did have lots of dies already, expect a lot of mail. And it's going to condense them down into their actual base colours. So you no longer have a different die item for each individual tint of colours. Now, you will just get things, for example, like blue dye and red dye, and blue dye will allow you to use all of these different shades of blue. So it's gone down from needing 60 plus slots in your bags to only needing about 9.
Dang, I had no idea the die system was taking up that much room.
Streamlines that whole feature. As well as this, we get new endeavours. So the first endeavour in 12.1 will be the Armani Troll endeavour. Everybody is going to get this as it is the patch's featured endeavour. Now it comes with a Coiled Isle portal, very handy for the new patch as everyone will be doing that content.
Oh, nice.
And it should also be very easy to complete the endeavour this month as a lot of the tasks revolve around the Cursed Isle content. After this one, we should be able to get the options of the Marek Centaur, the Tortolan endeavour, as well as the Candle Culture with the Kobolds, so 3 other new endeavours there to use each month. I do have a full video talking about all the housing changes in detail, so if you want to dive deep into that, please check out this video, which you can find in the description below. We get some new Arcantina quests as well, so likely to be nothing
I forgot
major
about the
here.
Arcantina.
A couple of new quest lines to do. The Arcantina quests are typically very short, but they do all reward a decor item. I do think the Arcantina has been on the less impressive side of things when it comes to midnight content. But
yeah, because if you're not a decor whore, you know, you're not doing player housing, then there's no reason to do Arcantina quests. I'm not saying they have to be like player power driven, but I don't know, put a mount behind it or something. Make there be a mount achievement. Oh, do this many Arcantina quests, get this mount. Make it worth doing. Other than that, I mean, if you're not into the lore or you don't care about player housing, there's like no reason for you to ever go do the Arcantina stuff.
It's there, it exists, and there's some new quests you can do if you're interested in doing those.
Giving them
Still,
out
of
always
course,
builds interest.
quite a handy portal back to Silvermoon. That's the best thing about the Arcantina, right? Now, Discord integration is coming to the game in patch 12.1 as well.
The big one.
Basically, great thing for guilds. I have seen some confusion or some concern about this. You know, what if people say things on Discord and it comes into the game and they get banned for what they said on Discord, but maybe just don't say stuff that's going to get you banned. But yeah, it's coming to the game. So
wait a minute, he didn't answer that question. Will that happen? Because Discord certainly gets way more interesting in terms of what people say than in-game chat. Yeah, Discord should not be linked to WoW. I mean, the good thing is you don't have to do it. I'll probably link our community if people want to chat in WoW, they can, but you don't have to. It's not going to be required. And I would say it probably won't get you banned. Although I don't think people really say stuff in our community Discord that really would get them banned in WoW. It just gets a little bit more saucy in there, I would say.
BM will have to set this up, and they'll choose a specific channel from the Discord server to have coming through the game. I am curious how it's going to work with things like emojis and GIFs and things like that, especially links and things, how they'll come through into the game. I wasn't able to test this on PTR, of course, because of not having a guild on the PTR. But yeah, intrigued to see how this works, and I hope it goes well. The last integration we had with Pinterest didn't go really well, did it? People were getting their accounts banned, so that was a bit of a messy integration. I really hope the Discord one is handled better than this. And the final thing to mention are the UI updates and changes. So a lot of quality of life improvements are coming to the UI in 12.1. Again, full patch notes in the description so you can check all these out, as there's quite a lot. But here are some of the highlights. So the auto loot setting is now going to be account wide. No need to toggle this on or off on every one of your ults. You have some more movement functionality in certain elements of edit mode, so the loss of control display can now be moved, and you can also move the raid warnings. There's some big changes to what you can track in the cooldown manager as well. So you can now track things like racial ability cooldowns.
Yeah, a lot of added features here.
You can track potions and trinkets, something that's been asked for since the changes came into this. And you've also got some more options for healers when it comes to buff tracking and alerts. They've also added the player and cursor coordinates to the in-game map, which is nice, as well as a back button on the achievements panel, which is super handy and saves you having to download
the greatest add of all.
This. Kind of wild that this is only just been added to the game right now, because that add-on's been around for years, but there we go. Better late than never. So, that was a lot of things to cover, and I have kept it nice and concise in some areas for you there, so I don't talk to you for 16 hours. Very big patch 12.1. To summarise, week 1 is all about unlocking the new content, exploring the Coiled Isle, and engaging with some things like the new delves, you can try the new dungeon, and unlocking some of the rewards from the 12.1 content. Week 2, of course, is when the season begins and things really kick off. Patch 12.1 is fully in your hands at that point, so you can start working towards your Season 2 goals, as well as gearing up. I do stream on Twitch, guys, every Thursday, so do be sure to pop on over to Twitch and leave us a follow on there. Thank you very much. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next stream. Links to Twitch and Discord are in the description, so come and join us over there. And with that said, thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope you're looking forward to and enjoy patch 12.1. Please do leave us a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that said, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I've been the Drowsy Dragon, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. I
just did subscribe. It's my first Drowsy Dragon video. Pretty good. That's a comprehensive guide of shit to do. There's a lot here. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming in patch 12.1. I feel like it's a pretty big patch. And like I said, the Coiled Isle in general is a pretty big isle, man. This place is huge. So plenty to do. Lots of fun things. My one concern right now, will it be too green? I guess we'll find out once we're in there. A couple weeks in, we probably will get green fatigue for sure. But overall, nice video and guide from the Drowsy Dragon.